Reckless driving and speeding is devastating Nevada's communities. There's been a dramatic increase in fatal crashes on Nevada's roads because of risky driving. That includes excessive speeding and impaired driving. Some crashes make headlines, but all of them change lives, like Tiffany May, who was involved in a 6-car crash that killed 9 people in January of 2022.
My name is Tiffany May, and I'm a fourth-generation Las Vegas native. A driver chose to drive recklessly at a speed of 103 miles per hour, killing himself, his passenger, and 7 members of one family, and forever impacted my life. I was involved in a car crash because someone decided to drive recklessly and intoxicated.
My name is Marcia Fajardo, and I live in Las Vegas. I lost my only son from an impaired driver, and it just not affected my life, but my whole family.
Hi, my name is Vicki Johnson, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I lost my son because someone drove impaired and they hit him. It just took 1 second.
I'll never forget the feeling of being hit at 103 miles per hour. The sounds of the cars crashing, the seatbelt squeezing my stomach, the sound of my dog squealing, the smell of smoke and seeing fire.
The night Jalen passed, he hugged me tight and asked me to love and kiss him. And then he grabbed my arms and wrapped them around him. It's kind of like he knew some kind of premonition that that would be the last hug. And if I only knew, I would have hugged him really tight. He was loving and affectionate, and I miss that. He is the missing link in my family and an empty chair in our table. Pain will always be there, and it affected my physical and mental well-being. But with God's grace and mercy, I'm able to get up every morning and continue on with this journey.
Joshua was killed by an impaired driver. In the middle of the night, my husband woke me up, shaking me, saying, "Joshua isn't home, Joshua isn't home." I drove where my son was supposed to be. He had given me the route prior. And as I was driving up Lake Mead, approaching the Boulder Highway intersection, I saw those famous red and blue lights flashing. Once they figured out that the gentleman they had listed as Ned Doe was really my 17-year-old son, Joshua, they showed us to a room and said a nurse would be out to speak with us. What seemed like an eternity to a mother, maybe it was just a matter of a few moments, a nurse came in and asked if we would like to see Joshua. Of course, I said. I'm his mommy. I'm gonna make everything okay, right? That's what mommies do. We take care of our families and we keep them safe. I couldn't make everything better for him. So I leaned over and I took my son's hand and I whispered in his ear. I said, "Joshy, if you have to go, it's okay."
During the pandemic, speeding and reckless driving increased as part of an increase in risk-taking, impulsivity, and widespread disregard for safety.
Before my crash, I always noticed the amount of car crashes that were happening on Nevada roads. I just didn't know the data or the number of fatalities that were attached to them. And it seems like it's getting worse every day.
Nobody thinks it can happen to them. As someone who lost a loved one to impaired driving, the road is no place to gamble with your life or anyone else's.
No mother or father should ever lose a child. Slow down and save a life.
Nevada roads saw 396 fatalities in 2022.
My name is Kevin Honey. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Nevada Highway Patrol Southern Command. Throughout my career, I've investigated a lot of crashes that are a result of reckless, aggressive, impaired drivers. And fatal crashes across the state continue to trend in the wrong direction, and they are always a concern. The 3 things that I would suggest to reduce fatalities: 1, slow down. Speed continues to be an issue on Nevada roadways. 2 is if we just be a little more courteous, the reckless and aggressive driving behaviors that we see. And number 3, always wear that seatbelt. It's still going to be the one thing that protects your life.
The best way to protect our community is to drive responsibly. Don't put another mother in my shoes.
You can save a life, slow down, and call a rideshare.
We've already lost too many lives. The roadway is no place to seek excitement.
I pledge to be a responsible driver.
Never drive recklessly.
And care for my community in order to save lives on Nevada's roads.
Take a stand. Take the pledge to stop more lives being lost due to excessive speed and reckless driving. For more ways to get involved and make a difference in your community, visit zerofatalitieSNV.com/takethepledge.